June 19th promises to be a day that the automotive industry never forgets in North America. Yeah, as of that day, the lights went out. Business stopped. They could no longer deliver vehicles. They could no longer process service requests. They could no longer even sell cars. A lot of paperwork had to be done longhand just to finish off complete transactions that were initiated. A lot of the automotive industry in North America is destroyed here on June 19th due to the computerized digital processing system that the automotive industry uses called CDK, which is how at least 15,000 dealerships across North America conduct their business on a day-to-day basis. And before we get started, be sure to hit that subscribe button down there if you want to hear more great automotive content from a hardcore long-term automotive enthusiast. CDK believed they were grossly under cyber attack back in June 19th and decided they better shut the lights off for protection of all their assets as well as some of their clientele. With that said, there's a belief that these hackers, likely originating from Eastern Europe, are requesting a ransom of at least $10 million just to allow the lights to go back on. Now, CDK's core product, a dealership management system, which operates a whole host of different applications for the retail side, deliveries, as well as the service sector. And without all of that capacity, a lot of these dealerships were finding themselves literally at a standstill. The worst part is a lot of manufacturers, we know a lot of the Stellantis and others that are struggling with extensive numbers of days supply of vehicles are struggling especially bad because now we're at that push, the end of the push, the time period within the calendar year that there's a heavy push to try to sell a lot of these new vehicles. And without the capacity to actually move them, now we're snookered. So later in June 19th, CDK was able to partially restore services again, only to be crushed by a second cyber attack, which again further enhanced the problem. And remember, this is all on the backs of the $1.2 trillion industry that is the automotive space. This is certainly going to take a toll. These cyber attacks are ever increasingly worrisome and a demand of tens of millions of dollars after hackers sought $50 million from a lab services company at the center of the ongoing cyber attack caused outages in London. United Health Group Incorporated, the largest medical insurer in the United States, acknowledged earlier this year that $22 million was paid out as an extortion fee for more cyber attacks. Now, CDK isn't entirely expressing who is behind all this problem, but on top of it, they were issued warnings back on Thursday evening about outside parties further increasing confusion trying to reach out to customers directly. And CDK responds with, "We are aware that bad actors are contacting our customers posing as members or affiliates of CDK trying to obtain access," the company said. CDK is also quoting they're not going to try to contact customers directly, so any attempt in this matter is likely going to be a scam and to be dealt with accordingly. And for those that do have direct interaction with CDKs, do not talk to anybody unless you know that person by name. Now, unfortunately, there's only a handful of DMS, that's the dealership management system type operations out there, or applications, and even having one like CDK getting crushed by this very ransom request means that a mass number of dealerships are under serious threat right now. And unfortunately, many of these customers who are very highly dependent on CDKs in operation are finding major impacts to services to line up financing and sales, insurance, manage inventory of vehicles and parts, as well as the completion of sales. And with a clear impact to the whole automotive industry across North America, and CDK struggling with the battle of whether to pay or not to pay and move business forward, a lot of these business ownership groups have elected to open the doors continuously and actually allow customers to walk in and find less digital solutions, more paper solutions, whether it's doing it by hand, writing POs by hand, and doing it the old-fashioned method with paper and pencil. And that's what it's going to take for the next number of days or possibly weeks or beyond to get past this ransom attack. And then CDK's parent, Brookfield Business Partners LP, had its absolute worst trading day since October, plunging 5.7% and continued declining into Friday as well. Sadly, many of the other ownership groups are starting to see negative impact financially, directly through stock prices if they're publicly traded, or of course, just directly in the pocketbook with sales and services that are hampered because of this attack. And with all of that said, Toyota rejects the trade-in of some of their vehicles that are having catastrophic engine issues. You definitely want to check it out. Hope to see each and every one of you on the next one. See you real soon. Bye-bye.